call. Join me on my next session over at Horseshoe Lake. Arrived here yesterday. Lake was fairly busy. There's a bit of an event on this weekend. Some of the pegs were closed off. But I've managed to squeeze into this peg opposite Winter Point. It's quite weedy out in front. Lots of siltweed everywhere. But I've managed to find this lovely little, just enough for 2 rods, little cracked down area where obviously they've been feeding. And this one's gone off first thing this morning. So yeah, it's gone 23.8, literally blowing away. Just looking, cracking little weathered like pecks and leather, and it's got like little scales across its dorsals there. So what a beautiful fish, absolutely blown away. So yeah, get some more bait in now. I'll do some more rigs, get them back out, because it took me the rod out as well because the fishing so tight. And yeah, hopefully there's more to come. I'll quickly flip it over and show you the side. Right, well this session's just getting better and better. Actually got them for the fish back out, and yeah, spotted about 4 kilo out again. Redid the other rod again, got them back out on the spot. Both went down with the right donk, but the left hander went off again. It was this one, really hard fighting fish, took me down the margin, stayed deep, but eventually got the better of it, and it's coming at 23.4 this one. Just been doing the pitch for that, and then the other rod's gone off. So luckily there was a lad on hand, he's just took the bite for him. We got this fish in the retainer quickly, and he's got it in the net now. So it looks a little bit bigger than this one, to be fair. So I'm going to show you the other side quickly, and then get the other one out and show you what that one is. Well, there you go, lean, mean fighting machine. Literally, like, it's similar to the other one, really. But what a beautiful fish. So yeah, so let's pop it back and let's get the other one out. Well, there she goes. What an absolute beast of a creature. She's done 30 on the scales dead. So literally made up to get amongst the big girls so early in this session. Really made up. Bit lucky really, because obviously I was just taking the picture of that other one. And that lad, he come chatting and he grabbed the rod for me while we safely retained the other one. But yeah, mega. Got no rods in the water now. Obviously clearly on the bait. So let's keep the bait going in, do what we do, and we flip it around and show you the side. What are we saying to that? An absolute corker. So yeah, literally, words can't say. So yeah, let's slip it back and let's get the others rocking. Woo, woo, woo. Right guys, well that morning madness has come to an end. It's now 5:30. Yeah, this afternoon just sort of like tried to get on top of things really, if I'm honest, get some more rigs done. Obviously that last one came in at, I think it was about 12:30, something like that I think it was. Yeah, so time I got all that sorted out, got some more bait, obviously spommed all that out, had to go back to the van, get some more bits and pieces from there, and then do some more rigs. The afternoon's just entirely gone. It's got a bit warmer this afternoon, the sun came out, so that's kind of like think that they're probably up in the layers anyway, to be fair.
yeah, the weather conditions weren't probably the same. But you know, that 30-pounder has just been the icing on the cake, really. And it's only my first morning, my 3-day session, so who knows what it's going to bring, really. The far side has got a bit more busier now. There's been a bit of a carp gathering, should we say. So whether that puts a little bit more pressure in this middle section where it sort of like narrows down a little bit between me and Winter Point, whether that has anything to do with it, I don't know. But my whole approach this session was to find something my half, if you know what I mean. A lot of people just go, I'm going for the middle of the lake kind of thing. I chose to purposely come more my side. On the back of, I didn't really want to be interfered with on that far side, because if they start spotting in, you start getting irritated. So I thought, if I can keep myself to myself, find that little area, which I did, which, you know, it's like a little pot of gold really, just surrounded by weed, pockets of siltweed, and then this really nice polished hard spot in the middle. It's probably, I reckon, it's about the size of an unhooking mat, so it's just enough to get the 2 rods on. The only left hand rod is the only one that's doing the bites, if I'm honest though. So I know it's been brought up times and times before about spots within spots. Well, maybe this might be the case on this one, or they're certainly preferring the left hand side of the spot. So well, yeah, hopefully if I can get both of the rods going, that'd be great. But if not, I'll just continue what I'm doing now. Like every time I get a fish, yeah, I'm putting another 3 kilo out on top, with me Pacific tuna and sweet corn in the mix. I've got the bloodworm pellets in there, and then I've got the tuna L030 sort of glugged in it. Just basically just gives it that little attraction off the deck. It's about 6 foot where I'm fishing, so it's not too deep, but I thought it was just to be a nice sort of nice depth really. I'm assuming, like, you know, my thought process is the fish are probably going to be transferring from my left to my right, and you know, they're going to go past my bait at some point. Now they found it, I can't see any reason why I can't keep the catches coming on really. The rig obviously I've been using this session was the one I used last one. It was the noodle rig from Mr. Scott Lloyd, and basically, yeah, with this time again tipped with a bit of yellow, and a trimmed down wafter, a Pacific tuna wafter. That's what I've been banging out there a lot of the time. Last time, you know, we did try the pop-ups, but they just weren't working. All the bites came onto wafters. So I've started the session like we ended last session, and yeah, it's continued really. So we'll just see what the night brings. I think I'll keep my ears posted, and probably have a bit of a late one tonight like I did last night. I was up last night to about 1. Saw quite a few fish in the bowl area. But it's funny, I did see a big fish come out of the spot, and then the rod ripped off, and I did think that it was it, but unfortunately it was a tench, so that tench got to it before hopefully the big one, but the big one was there, and I think it probably was that one I'd caught eventually. So yeah, I made up with it. So we'll see how the night pans out, and then hopefully I've got some more things to show you, I'll see you later, but if not, I'll see you in the morning.
2180's coming at. Ripped off this morning at first light. Absolute cracker scales on it. This was the rod I put out last night. Fortunately I got a tench and then another tench last night. So I was thinking about redoing this rod. But I got the drop I wanted, but obviously I was on the money again, which is made up. So yeah, wicked. So it's like pretty much repeat yesterday's performance, hopefully. Yeah, so flip it around, show you the other side, and then we'll get some more bait in. Right guys, I thought I'd take this opportunity, and now there's a bit of a lull in the action, just a bit of a recap basically on this session so far. Yeah, we're up to 6 fish so far with the 3 tench as well, and I was done on the left hand rod as well last night. So you know, them leathers were stunning fish. And like the stockies, the fully scaled, but obviously the icing on the cake, you know, was that big 30-pounder, the zip linear, which yeah, that one just made the trip really. You know, and that little small one this morning, you know, they're all cracking fish. That obviously little stocky that's been put in the lake, but you know, these fish are something special really. They all fight like stink. Like I say, that leather that I had, I kept stripping line, and it just stayed deep all the way until underneath the rod tip. Then I managed to get a couple of gulps of air and then got it in the net. And that second one I had took me right down the left hand margin. It took me forever to try and work it back, and eventually, you know, managed to get the better of that. But hard fighting fish. Like I say, with the spot, I think it's just, like I say, this spot that they've naturally created, and there's something in there within the weed and the silkweed that they're feeding on. And the position of it itself is just behind it is a bank of Canadian, and then just to the left of it I've got a small patch of Canadian going into silkweed, and then that's the patch that I can get the clean drop on, and then I've got silkweed just all around it then. So I think like where it is just perfect, and I think the fish are coming in from the left, and I think they're coming over the baited spot, seeing it, having a bit, and then I'm hooking them on the way past, obviously to Winter Point. But like I say, this morning the weather conditions are different. Yesterday it was all overcast, the weather looked really good for bites. Today it's full sun, and I'm assuming, because obviously the Horseshoe Lake itself has got 2 bays, Summer Bay and Winter Bay. I'm kind of guessing they're going to be down in Summer Bay because it's shallow water. They'll be up in the layers enjoying the sun. The weather is due to change about 10 o'clock. I think I've got a window between 10 and 1. Now I'm hoping, and there's a lot of pressure obviously that side of the lake as well because of this carp gathering that's going on, that maybe it'll push the fish, if they've gone down there, or staying to my right hand side. Once that cloud cover comes over, I'm hoping they'll drift back down into Winter Bay, and it'll give me hopefully a 3-hour window of sort of action really, because once they're on you, they are on you. They swim in packs, I think, big big groups of, you know, some people say, you know, 20, 30, something like that, but they are in shoals of big numbers. So once you get them on you, like we learned like last time, you've got to get that bait going in, get the rigs back out, and then keep them fish in your area, because once they've ate what is in front of them, they'll just move off. So it's important that you've got to keep that bait going in. And we learned that last session we were on here, and me and Steve went through that much bait, but the results happened. You know, we had that many fish, we were tied at the end of the session, and this session started out that way, if I'm honest. I think if the conditions are different, I think obviously this morning will be a bit more hectic. But yeah, what a session so far, literally made up with it. So hopefully, you know, fingers crossed, the weather changes for me and gets me some more fish on the bank, but if not, I'll catch up with you later. Well, what I thought turned out to be a bit of a lull in the action. Hopefully it's starting now to kick off. Just before this one I had a tench, but it tripped off, and for a tench, to be fair, got that in, quickly did the rod, and it hadn't been in the water, not even a minute, and I just heard the clutch going, zipping off, so ran down, hit it, and it's my prize. It's lovely 18 pound, 14, fully scaled mirror. It's, you know, it's little miniature perfection really. It's just not a mark on it. The scale pattern's unreal. So I'll flip it over, show you the side, and I want to get some more bait in. Got to keep these carp in the area now they're feeding. Like I said, literally pristine, not a mark on it, and one hell of a scrap. I had me down the left hand margin, stayed deep. It was only when I got it in close I could see it, but you know, it fought well and well above its weight. But yeah, absolutely blown away with this one again. So fish number 7 I think I'm on now, so, and 4 tench. So yeah, great session. Let's get it back and get some bait in. No carp to show for my efforts last night, I'm sorry. Just a tench it was, last knockings last night, so got them back out after nearly taking my fingers off of the utensil, which was great. But yeah, I managed to get them back out. Got just a couple of small spots on the top of the spot, and see how the night panned out. I've not been getting much activity in the night, to be fair. It's been always early morning, or like say sort of mid-morning, like now up to midday. Did go up at 4:30 again, watching the water, seen a couple of nuts just in the silhouettes in the area sort of behind me, really, to my left. So I knew the carp obviously coming back in. The weather this morning's been pretty much perfect. Couldn't ask for any more really. So yeah, I'm sort of anticipating really. I've seen now about 7 shows right on top. One was a lovely sort of like orangey coloured fish, so if I could snare that one, that would be perfect. I'm sort of sitting on my hands a little bit at the minute. I am expecting it to go. Why it hasn't gone yet, I don't know. Like I said, the spot I'm fishing, it's not very big, and there's only one part of it that's doing the bite. So if I'm not on that part, I don't get a bite basically. So I am sort of debating it, but I am going to sit on my hands. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll have something to show you in a bit. But if not, I'll catch you later. Alright, well that's it then. Yeah, nothing in the end materialised. I didn't sit on my hands in the end. It's just something didn't feel right. You know, the coots weren't going down, and with them many fish showing over the top, I should have got a take. So I had to reel in. And in reeling in, obviously casting out in the dark, I was probably a little bit too close to the weed that's in front of the spot. I don't think it was presenting quite right. So quickly got that back in, put a fresh new rig on, banged it straight out, and then topped the spot up with another bit of hit bait really. Straight away the birds start coming in. But yeah, unfortunately a bit too little too late really, because now the warm weather's come back in, the cloud's gone.
and I've got to be off by now. So yeah, never mind. But I can't grumble at that. You know, a 7 fish hit, 4 tench, and one that sort of did me. Yeah, absolutely blown away. So now, yeah, so get all my stuff now on and make the 2.5 hour trek back up the motorway to home. But I hope you've enjoyed the video piece. Like I say, if you want to see the other ones that me and Steve May did, if you go on to www.kumuklothing.co.uk, the links are all there to his videos and obviously what we did here last time. So yeah, I'll see you on the bank again. Thanks for watching.